I just came back from Ghana and I have been to Nigeria before. And that was what I thought every place in Africa looked like, right? I was completely wrong. Ghana was a different story. Most of the people in Ghana actually genuinely wanted to help you. It felt like they wanted us to be there and they wanted us to enjoy our time and they didn't want us to feel like we were being hassled. I'm grateful. I've never met more chill people than the Ghanaians that I met this trip. The day I was there, I noticed the trend was don't worry, be happy vibes was very much prevalently there. The thing is, I felt really safe in Ghana. It was just peaceful. I didn't feel like anybody was fighting.
Ghana will always be the first choice to foreigners. This Nigeria lady sharing her first time experience she had in Ghana and also in Nigeria. According to her, she never expected Ghana to be like this, but when she came to Ghana, her mindset about Africa was changed. And other videos of Ghanaians and Nigerians. Let's take a look at these videos. And please, do not forget to like the video, share, and subscribe. I'll be back to throw more light on it.
I just came back from Ghana and I have been to Nigeria before, and there is some night and day differences that I want to highlight with you guys. So, number one, I think the impression I came into going into Ghana was to say that every place is like Nigeria, right? And so I went in the mentality with Nigerian mentality of, come in, when you come in and you hit that airport, make sure your face is tight and you put your purse in your very front, make sure, you look tough. That was what I thought every place in Africa looked like, right? I was completely wrong. Ghana was a different story. And here are some key highlights. I actually wrote a full list, as I was going through because it was a clear reality check and night and day difference. So number one, they don't play about their Sundays. Everywhere is closed on Sundays and is very religious. I was shocked. I wasn't expecting that many people to reject me and say, actually, I can't do that. I have church tomorrow. A lot of that happened. And I'm like, wow, it's giving Chick-fil-A. I love it here. It's giving Chick-fil-A because I respect that. I was looking for clothes, but I respect that. Another thing is Ghanaians are like the Texans. They love their flag. There is a flag everywhere. There is not a place I didn't see a Ghanaian color scheme going anywhere. It's giving Texas. It's giving Texans flag. It's giving Texas, right? Another thing I would say is there wasn't as many extortions as I had experienced in Nigeria. The moment you enter the Nigerian airport, you already lost $2,000 because the moment you ask for a simple help, it's getting in the gross sisters real bad. And that was typically my experience. I've been to Nigeria twice, and that has been my experience, where any essence of any help or any support, you are required some type of fee, period. Nothing is free. Once they hear that accent, you're done. You're done. You said what? Oh yeah. 2K. 2K. I want 2K. Most of the people in Ghana actually genuinely wanted to help you. It felt like they wanted us to be there and they wanted us to enjoy our time and they didn't want us to feel like we were being hassled. I'm grateful. I also noticed that they're not as aggressive at all. They don't barely raise their voice. A lot of their eyes stay at this level because they're just good vibes and they're just chill people. The women are very soft spoken. A lot of it was like, oh, yeah, yeah. The guys, okay, yeah, yeah. I've never met more chill people than the Ghanaians that I met this trip. Only the 2 days I was there, I noticed the trend was don't worry, be happy vibes was very much prevalently there. The thing is, I felt really safe in Ghana. As soon as we arrived, my boyfriend wanted to go to the store to grab some essentials for us to carry through the night because we did not have our luggage. He left. As soon as we arrived also, I went to the shop to get my hair done. And, he went to the store and walked up there. He didn't have any reception again because we thought we were going to be with somebody the entire time, but we weren't. And so he went to the store around 5 and didn't come around back until 7:38. And when I tell you when it gets dark, it gets blue black. And I got so nervous because I had gone to Nigeria and both times I've been to Nigeria, I almost got kidnapped. In the midst of me panicking, I called my friend who told him that it's okay to get stuff Ghana safe. He tells me you shouldn't have to worry. He's in Ghana. I'm like, what do you mean he's safe? We're in Africa. Okay. Calm down. And he's like, no, Ghana's a really safe place. You really don't have to worry about that. So he came back in one piece and I'm grateful. Speaking with the actual people there, they said that you can be out from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. and nothing would happen to you. And that is refreshing to hear because even in the US, you can't do those things. Another thing I really liked about Ghana is people had empathy and they really were helpful naturally. They weren't expecting anything in return. A lot of people heard about our situation and they just wanted to support and help us and ensure that we enjoyed our experience while we were still there. They were leaving, essentially, which our flight was at 10 p.m. Our excursion driver pretty much heard our whole story and was like, I want to at least take you guys to a restaurant so you can really enjoy our culture. And he stayed outside waiting the whole time. I have a video. I'll insert it.
Oh, look at our driver waiting on us. They're so sweet here. Oh, I might have to come back.
He waited out there for an hour and a half and I tried everything in that restaurant. So that's his kind. And even when we went to the stores to find clothes, a lot of people were trying to point us in the right directions, even wanted to give us rides. And when our clothes finally got here to Ghana, the person at the airport actually brought our stuff to us and wasn't asking for anything, but obviously we're going to tip, but it was at the kindness of their heart. And I just don't feel like we experienced that enough without being extorted in any way. What I also really loved about Ghanaians are they're very family oriented, and not to say like Nigerians aren't, but I just felt that essence strongly. A lot of people were in family owned businesses. Everyone was like super like on each other, like, I love you, bro. I love you, sis. Very much. It felt great. It was very refreshing to be in that space. Like when we went out for the one event that we were able to go to, there was a lot of collaboration in group settings. A lot of the men were performing together and it was just warm. There was no pause moments or anything like that. There was just love. I will say, Ghanaian is very male-centered. I went to the mall and majority of the stuff there, the reason why we had such a hard time finding things from the store, because most of the malls had male-centered things. If you're Ghanaian, take a scope and take a look around you when you go to the mall. Most of the stores are for men. I'm like, hello, do I even live here? Do I even exist? That was my big question, because it was like, I couldn't find anything for anything. And from my understanding, and from what I've been told by some people that were from Ghana, is that most women don't like to buy stuff. They usually like for the men to buy them stuff. I said period. But if the women do buy stuff, they usually go for quick fashion in the markets. So that is the reason I was told. But I mean, I thought it was kind of weird. Like, what if you do have foreigners who come in and they want to buy things at the mall and then they come to find that there's only store for men? It's kind of strange. I think it was just peaceful. I didn't feel like anybody was fighting. There was no opportunity for anybody to yell. They didn't. At most, they honked. They honked their horn. They used that horn. And when they sound pissed, they go, ugh. So thank God. Yeah. And the airport wasn't musty and it was clean and it was, AC going on and they're very orderly. And they also have a sign in there. If you extort, give us a call. So only 2 people actually tried to ask us for money, but we were like, oh, is this feel like extortion? They turned away real quick. In conclusion, that was my recap. I only was there for 2 days, but that was just things that I observed. And I think if there's any place I'd like to revisit, is Ghana, to give it a second try, because from what I saw, it was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think Nigeria is able to lead Africa forward. I've come to that sad realization. I'm Nigerian. And while Nigerians are good at many things, we're very creative, and we're just generally cool people, right? But you see this leadership thing? No. This year, Patrice Lumumba and Julius Malema came to visit, and the gist of their visit was the same. Nigeria, Africa is waiting for you. But you see, if Africa keeps on waiting for Nigeria, we will not move forward. It is time for us to look for leaders that actually exemplify the qualities and values of leadership that will lead us to freedom. Nigerians have a major problem with power. We don't know how to deal with it. We don't know how to be kind. Just kindness is so difficult for us. We're so used to taking advantage of ourselves. So brotherly kindness is just absent here. Wickedness, cruelty is how people get by. How I can one-up you, how I can deceive you so that I can get ahead is how we function here. And people that do that are rewarded. So here, bad is good and good is bad. George Orwell, 1984. So I'll give you a couple instances. There was a little boy that was begging. Begging is very common here. Children begging. It's atrocious to watch, but it happens. He was begging for money, and I felt so bad. Usually I don't like to give beggars money, but he looked so sad. So I gave him some money. I looked back and he did this. He was making fun of me Because apparently, once the car drove away, he started to laugh. Basically that he had fooled me into giving him money. And he ran to like the group or the family or the group of beggars. He was so proud of himself that he had cheated me. This boy was not more than maybe 6 years old. I was so angry. I thought about going back. I was just like, what am I going to do? But he has learned that if I can deceive you, I'll win. And he was rewarded for it. And it has permeated to every single person here. It is how government treats its citizens, how employers treat employees, how landlords treat tenants, how privileged families treat other members of their families that are not as privileged. It is everywhere. It is how employees are treated at work, the long hours, the notion that I've hired you so I can use you for anything. There's no limit to what I can tell you to do because I have power over you. It's just so bad. And I'll give you another example. There was this lady that we used to work together, and she used to go on bus to work. She used to go enter down for public transport. And then she got a car. And baby girl got a driver. Things were looking up for her. But you know what she said when we were all talking about, we were just talking. An event had just finished and we were all sat down talking. And she said that when her driver does things she doesn't like, she rolls a newspaper and she hits his head with it. Do you see what I'm saying about power? This is someone that used to go boss, that knows what it feels like to not have. Now she has, and look at what she's doing with that power. I don't know. There are several instances of it. I think everybody has instances of this. Just think about how landlords treat their tenants here. It's just pure cruelty. We don't care. Then we won't talk about the government, look at the state of public institutions. Let's look at schools. Start from primary school, secondary school, university. Look at the state of these institutions. Is this the kind of leadership Africa wants for real? Africa really needs to ask herself, is this what you want? Because guess what? This is what you will get. There are good things that are happening here, but there needs to be a real honest look at the person that you're asking to be your leader. Is this what you want? Is this what you want? A country that treats its children like nonsense? Is that what you're looking for? There was a massacre in Lekki. Till date, people still deny it, that it didn't happen. Look at what we did in Biafra. They pretended like it didn't happen, like it didn't really exist. We have not come to a consensus as to the fact that this thing actually happened. Let's mourn as a country. This was a painful event in our history. Just swept it away. Look at what's going on in the north. We're all just going around as if nothing is happening. People are just dying anyhow. We're more concerned about what's going on in Palestine than we are about our own country. We open CNN and be watching CNN. What's your business with CNN? I feel for other people in other countries and my heart breaks for that. But how have we gotten to a point where we export our own sympathy? When at your doorstep is disaster, do we really think that what's going on up there will not float downstairs? I don't know. And it's just like, it's everything. It's just everything. It's how we're treating Dangote like he's the enemy. What do you mean by monopoly? What is Amazon? Are you complaining about that? Is Amazon not a monopoly? Like, what are people even saying? The guy is giving you, okay, so what if it's a monopoly? He's promising you savings. Your pockets will be light, it will be fatter, and you're still fighting. On the day that the plant was inaugurated was the day that Hilda Bassi was attempting her first Guinness World Record. And nobody was really focusing on the inauguration. We're focusing on Hilda Bassi. Please, I don't have anything against Hilda Bassi. Girl is doing what she's got to do, living her own life. It's just how, it just shows you where our mind is at. Like, we're not even thinking about our future. This man is promising independence. He's promising us freedom. Yet, we are looking at somebody that is, what did she even, I don't even remember what she did the first time. Please, once again, I'm not knocking her. Please, Miss Bassi, I beg, no verso. I'm not even saying, I'm just, like, I don't know. But anyway, I don't think Nigeria is poised. I think that we should find other leaders. Look at the Sahel states. Look at what they've achieved. They've kicked out their oppressors. Nigeria is still dancing with France. We're still playing tente with France. Tinko, Abby. I don't get that. I don't understand it. These are known oppressors. These are known, I don't even know what word to call them. I don't know. I think we should look at other countries. Botswana is a good one. Look at leaders that actually care. When you hear their president speak, he speaks as though he loves his country. He just wants people to be happy. That's what we need. Those are the leaders that we need. Let's stop looking at people's potential. Don't look at their potential. Look at who they are. What are they now? What Nigeria is now cannot move us forward. Maybe in the future, maybe when she deals with her trauma. Because what we need is a permanent reset here. I don't know how that's going to happen. We need to go back to factory settings. We are not able to lead. We cannot lead anybody right now. Let's look at other countries. I beg.
There is a reason they say anytime you are moving to a country, research about that country. Research anything and everything that you can about that country. Now, it's very easy to, miss a little detail or little details about that country, and when you get there, you are going to be definitely, surprised. Now, these are the cultural differences that we always talk about. So one of the cultural, now this is amongst so many cultural differences that I have witnessed here in Ghana, okay, as a Nigerian living in Ghana. Now, one of them would be when you want to rent a house. So guys, I'm going to tell you my first cultural, shock when I came renting a house here in Ghana. So you know that in Nigeria, we usually pay for rent yearly. When you are told to pay your rent, they just come and tell you maybe your rent is 1.2 million, 3 million thereabout. And of course, if you can bargain, you bargain. And if you are given that, discount, good for you. If not, you pay that 1 year's rent. Now, coming to Ghana, I actually thought it was the same thing. So when I came here to Ghana in 2000, when I came here to Ghana, I wanted to rent a 2-bedroom, and I was told that I was going to pay 350 Ghana cedis. Now, I might have heard the 350 Ghana cedis a month, or I did not hear it. I can't really tell whether I heard it or not. Or the agent that was telling me the 350 Ghana cedis just assumed that I knew what it meant to, rent 350 Ghana cedis. Now, this is where the cultural difference is. When he said you are to pay 350 Ghana cedis for the 2-bedroom, he meant 350 Ghana cedis a month. So you are to times it by 12 months or 24 months. That is if you're renting either a year or 2 years, you get it. So when he told me the 350 Ghana cedis and I saw the 2-bedroom, it was it was, finished to the teeth. I liked it. So when I got home that day and I converted 350 Ghana cedis to Naira, because of course my money was still in Naira in my Nigerian bank account, I was going to have to, withdraw it. Then we were still using the ATM, so I was going to get it through the ATM. When I withdrew it from when I converted it into Naira and saw what it was going to give me in Ghana cedis, I was, shocked. I was shocked. I was like, goodness, is this how cheap it is to rent a house here in Ghana? I said, well, anyways, tomorrow we are going to find out. And because I was going to pay the following day. So when I went the following day to pay, and I gave the equivalent, I gave the equivalent of the 350 Ghana cedis to the agent. The agent was like, what is this? I said, it's the rent. He said, no, that's not what he meant. That he meant 350 Ghana cedis every month. So I am supposed to gather it and give it to him. And I was like, but you didn't tell me. So that's actually the difference between renting a house here in Ghana and renting a house in Nigeria. You have to know that here in Ghana, even though you're going to be paying 1 year or 2 years as the case might be, but you are going to be told to pay, gather the money monthly. So they're not just going to come out and tell you your rent is, 6,000 Ghana cedis. They're going to tell you per month, then you gather the money, and bring it as a whole. Unlike in Nigeria, where they just tell you outrightly that you are supposed to pay so amount for a year. So guys, that's one of the cultural shocks that I experienced here in Ghana. The renting, system here. So just in case, whether you're coming from anywhere in the world, and if your country is paying rent yearly, Ghana pays yearly, but it is calculated monthly.
That is why it is called Ghana and Nigeria. It can never be the same. These are two different countries and the system work differently. I don't know why some Nigerians, when they come to Ghana, they expect Ghana to be like Nigeria. They expect the system to be working the same way. No, it can never be the same. These both countries, their system work differently. And this lady was talking about how the how the accommodation work in Ghana. In Ghana, yeah, it's different from Nigeria. Yes, Ghanaians, they go per month. But even though they ask you to pay per month in Ghana, you have to calculate monthly rent and you bring the money in total. If you are going to pay in 2 years in full, you bring the money in full in 2 years rent. But they want to tell you, they'll tell you by 1 month. Let's assume you are paying 500 per month. They will tell you that the rent is 500 cedi, but you have to go calculate the money 500 cedi times 24 months and bring the money in full. But in Nigeria, it is not like that. They only charge you, like if the house rent is 2,000 cedi in a year, you just pay your 2,000 cedi. They don't even ask you how much the rent charge per month. They go per year. It's different country, it's different system. So why is it so surprising to some Nigeria? When you come to Ghana, just adapt to the system and live with the people like that. And this Nigeria lady who also shared her experience she had in both Ghana and Nigeria, I think she's a Nigerian who was born in the state. According to her, she thought all Africa country is like Nigeria, but no, we have amazing, wonderful country in Africa. Not all country is like Nigeria, because in Nigeria, despite the fact that the government are not trying, even we Nigerians, we are not trying, because everyone wants to extort money from you. Whatever some Nigerians do for you, they expect you to pay them, especially when they know that you are not from the country and they hear your accent. Oh, Charlie, they go charge you rough. But in Ghana, there are people who are willing to help you. There are genuine people who just want to be kind to you. But in Nigeria, you can see those people there. Charlie, he had to see them. Yes, they are good ones, but Charlie, for you to find a good one, he had. It's not like Ghana. You can easily see people who want to genuinely help you. But in all of this, I would love to see your comments on the comment section of what you also think of this video. And please, at this point, if you have not liked this video, please do it by liking the video and don't forget to share so that more people can see this video. And please, if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please do not make it your last by subscribing. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to the channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye for now and stay blessed.